I never thought I'd share this story, but here I am. A few years back, if you had asked me, I would have said my wife and I had it all. A solid marriage, a nice home, steady careers, and a future we had carefully mapped out. But slowly, things shifted. No, she shifted. It began in small ways, like a shadow creeping in where the light used to be. At first, it was fewer date nights, shorter talks, and a chill I couldn't explain. The woman who once rushed to greet me after work now acted like I was an interruption. I told myself it was stress, maybe burnout. I gave her space, tried to be patient. But instead of getting better, it worsened. One night, sitting beside her on the couch, I reached for her hand. She pulled away. I laughed nervously. "What's going on, Sarah?" I asked. She sighed, rolling her eyes like I was a clueless child. "Nothing, I'm just not in the mood." That was always her line. Too tired, not tonight, maybe later, but later never came. Weeks turned into months. I felt like her roommate, not her husband. I tried everything: surprises, romantic weekends, deep talks about how disconnected I felt. Every attempt was met with the same wall. Then came the night everything cracked. I planned a beautiful dinner, candles, her favorite wine, the works. But as she sat across from me, glued to her phone, ignoring my effort, something inside me snapped. "Sarah, do you even love me anymore?" I asked, my voice calm though my chest was pounding. She blinked, surprised I'd even asked. "Of course I love you. But love isn't just about intimacy." I exhaled sharply. "It's not only about that, but it is part of marriage. We haven't been close in months. I feel like I'm married to a stranger." That's when she said the words that ended it all. "I don't owe you intimacy, Jake. That's not a requirement in marriage." The silence was deafening. My ears rang. 4 years I had fought for us, for connection, for closeness, but that night I knew I was fighting alone. I didn't argue. I didn't plead. I just nodded. "You're right. You don't owe me intimacy. And I don't owe you a marriage." She scoffed. "Oh, come on, Jake, don't be dramatic." But I wasn't being dramatic. I was being done. In the weeks that followed, I pulled back. I stopped initiating. Stopped planning. Stopped hoping. At first, she didn't notice. Until the morning she saw me packing a suitcase. "Where are you going?" she asked, annoyed more than concerned. I shrugged. "Taking a break." "From what?" "From being the only one who cares." For the first time, I saw fear in her eyes. She had always assumed I'd stay no matter how little she gave. I left, checked into a hotel, and finally let myself breathe. That's when I realized, marriage isn't about obligation, it's about effort. Love isn't a word, it's action. And if one person stops trying, the marriage is already dead. I didn't return. I filed for divorce. Suddenly the same woman who insisted she didn't owe me closeness was begging me to stay, crying, swearing she'd change. But it was too late. By then, I had already found peace. The divorce was rough, as they always are. She fought over everything: the house, the savings, even the dog. It felt like her way of punishing me for walking away. But I stood my ground. I wasn't going to be manipulated anymore. During that time, I started therapy. I had to understand why I had stayed so long in a marriage where I felt invisible. Therapy opened my eyes. I'd been so focused on fixing her that I'd forgotten myself. Forgotten what joy, love, and being truly seen felt like. Months later, I began to rebuild. I reconnected with old friends, picked up hobbies I had abandoned, and eventually started dating again. It wasn't easy. I doubted myself often. But every time I thought about the emptiness I had lived with, I knew I'd made the right choice. Meanwhile, Sarah struggled. Friends told me she quit her job, drank too much, and seemed lost. A part of me felt guilty, but I reminded myself, her choices weren't mine to fix. About a year after the divorce, I ran into her at a cafe. She looked thinner, worn down, but softer somehow. We exchanged small talk before she finally said it. "I'm sorry, Jake. I didn't realize how much I was hurting you." "Hurting us?" I nodded. Truthfully, I had forgiven her long before. For me, not for her. Carrying anger would have kept me chained to the past. I hope you find happiness, Sarah, I said quietly. I really do. Tears filled her eyes. You too, Jake. And that was the last time I saw her. Now, 2 years later, my life looks entirely different. I've met someone new, someone who makes me feel valued, seen, and loved in ways I never thought possible. We're not perfect, but we're honest. And we both understand love is a choice you commit to every single day. As for Sarah, I've heard she's doing better. Back in therapy, working, even dating again. I'm glad for her. I don't wish her harm. Our marriage may have failed, but it taught me lessons I'll never forget, about love, respect, and self-worth. If there's one truth I've learned, it's this: you can't force someone to love you the way you deserve. Love should never feel like a duty. It should be mutual, natural, alive. If it's not, then it's not love. So if you're stuck in a relationship where you give more than you get, hear me now, you deserve better. You deserve someone who chooses you every day, who cherishes you because they can't imagine life without you. Don't settle. Don't make my mistake of staying too long. Life is too short to waste on someone who can't see your worth. And if you're lucky enough to find someone who does, hold on to them. Fight for them. Love them fully. Because that's what real love is about.